Suen and James, can you all hear us now?
See us?
Yeah, okay, good.
Can you see us?
Yes, we can, but I think you're at the podium,
Yeah.
right?
See and hear you. Fantastic. Okay, welcome everybody. This is a very exciting program that we're about to hear all about. So I'm going to just pass over to Thivilojana because I think you were going to open it up, Thivilojana, and then I'm going to say a few words later.
Yeah.
We pass over to you, and then welcome our students from Plymouth University and our students from Taylor's University and our wonderful team. Thivilojana, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Associate Professor Dr. Suen Gibson. Right, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, colleagues and students, a very good, I think, morning, afternoon and evening as we work from 3 different time zones. Okay, thank you very much again for joining today's session. I'm Dr. Thivilojana from School of Education, Taylor's University, and let me introduce the team of academicians who have worked and will be working with us this time for this project. Okay, first I would like to introduce Maxwell McGee. He's the head of education, ENGAGEVR, and he's the trainer or the expert in Engage. Will be actually teaching us and training us and guiding us on how to use Engage in our classrooms. Next, we'll go to Plymouth. So from Plymouth, we have Associate Professor Dr. Suen Gibson, James Bettany, and Miss Mandy Andrews. So Plymouth's role is more of a research collaborator, right? So they're in here today, and they're going to work with us together on this project as partners, as well as practitioners, as well as and the students, James students will be involved in the role-playing activity with students from Taylor's University. Okay, next, my colleagues who've been working with me for 2 years on this project. But before that, I'll introduce our head of school, Associate Professor Dr. Logan. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to actually carry out this project. As well as now I'll introduce my team members, Dr. Shin Yen, Senior Lecturer, School of Education, Dr. Charles Sharma, who's from the Design School, and Mr. Faisal Adha is the XR Specialist from VORTEX. And also my student, Celine, who's helping us with all the projections and also the photo taking in a short while. Celine, right. Thank you very much to everyone who have joined us today. We've started this project actually using Engage in Classroom in 2022. Back then, when we started the project, the focus was more on using ENGAGEVR as a training tool, where we focus on managing classroom behaviors or disruptive learners through role-playing activity. And this time around, since last year, August 2022, we actually did a pilot, and we did a pilot project on experimenting a short course program for pre-service teachers in order for them to get some external certification. So with that, we actually had a pilot last August with our students from the August intake 2023 students. And we actually successfully completed the pilot, and the students actually received the external certification. Thank you to Max and XR, sorry. Right. So the project is actually evolving, and we have come to this, I think, a new milestone today by actually introducing a short course on integrating ENGAGEVR into the classrooms. The main purpose is actually to promote digital education and also to introduce immersive learning among our students. Right. Thank you so much. Without further ado, I'll pass the floor to our moderator for today, Dr. Shin Yen.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Thivilojana, for the introduction and warm welcome. So I think good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our guests here today. I think we have people all around the world with us on this very day for this particular event. So based on what Dr. Thivilojana has shared, so actually a big warm welcome to all of you to the soft launch of ENGAGEVR certification course for pre-service teachers. So as what Dr. Thivilojana has explained, it's a project that she has led at the School of Education at Taylor's University, Malaysia. So this project mainly aims to support pre-service teachers in exploring and be equipped to use virtual reality technology in various classroom settings. So without further ado, I would like to now invite our head of school for the School of Education, Faculty of Social Sciences and Leisure Management, Taylor's University, Associate Professor Dr. Logendra, for his opening remarks and launch. Thank you, Dr. Logan.
Yeah, thank you, Shin Yen. So I'll keep this very brief in the interest of time. I'm excited to welcome you to the launch of our new partnership, particularly with ENGAGEVR and Plymouth University for our collaboration. I really thank you for this. This is the beginning of an excitement journey where I believe knowledge meets possibilities and future. We never know where this journey is going to take us, but it's certainly going to be an exciting one. My colleagues have crafted this course with much passion and dedication, aiming to empower you with skills and insights, navigating the future landscape of teaching. Our goals are as follows: to create an opportunity for experiential learning. Every research have shown experiential learning increases memory retention and mostly also enhances motivation and excitement. So I hope that teachers of the future will immerse in technology and bring pedagogy in an enlightenment or meaningful way. So obviously there are a lot of people involved. I would like to thank Miss Mandy, James, Suzanne for being involved from the very beginning in terms of motivating and guiding us in this partnership. Most important person I shouldn't forget is Mr. Maxwell. Without him, this project wouldn't be where it is today. And my colleagues, Lojana, Shin Yen, Charles, and Faisal, who was instrumental in the early days helping the School of Education to set this up. So with this, I would like to proceed and launch this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Logan. And thank you for the launch. And I think this is a beginning to, like you said, greater assignments and also learning together and achieving more together. Right. So before we continue with the next speech, I would like to invite everyone to, just turn on the camera so that we can have a group photo session, and Celine will be glad to assist us. Thanks, Celine.
Thank you, Dr. Tan.
So Taylor students, turn on your cameras.
Yeah, Taylor students, kindly turn on your cameras.
So, are you ready?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. Okay, one more. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Right. Thank you. Right. Thanks, Celine, and also everyone who participated in the photo taking. So next, I would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Sue Ann Gibson from Plymouth Institute of Education, University of Plymouth, to give a speech. Thank you. Dr. Sue Ann, yeah, please.
Thank you, thank you so much. Wow. Gosh, I just keep trying to comprehend the fact that we have 3 different time zones in this space, people from across the world all together right now in this moment. I'm excited. Are you excited? Good. Yes, fantastic. I think we should all be excited. This is groundbreaking pedagogy that you are all a part of today. This is new, this hasn't been done before, and we are moving forward with a new form of pedagogy to support you as you are progressing towards your graduate outcomes and into the future as successful, inclusive practitioners and teachers of education. The wonderful benefit of this programme is not just that you will engage with and develop skills around virtual reality software and using tech for your students, your pupils, and also for yourself. You will also connect with, build relationship and links with partnership with colleagues and students from another side of the world, from Malaysia. So this is all about your intercultural capabilities and developing your knowledge around diversity as well. So you'll be working in groups with some of the students in Malaysia, they'll be working with you. You'll be developing new ways of thinking in terms of how you manage your classrooms, how you develop and deliver inclusive pedagogy through trialling ideas on a virtual reality platform, which gives us more space and freedom to, guess what, make mistakes, because that's a part of life, isn't it? Part of life and a part of learning. We don't expect you and we don't expect each other to get everything right first time. So with the VR approach, we can trial approaches to teaching and learning. We can trial best practice around classroom management in terms of behaviour. We can also trial different approaches around inclusive pedagogy. We can learn from each other. Every single person in this room and in this space comes to this moment with a lot of expertise and knowledge and experience already in the world of education. And many of you, we talk about the digital natives, we sort of see most of the younger generation as being digital natives when it comes to using virtual reality, gaming and ICT. Now, some of you will be more adept at it than others, which is why we are using this tool as a way to get everybody up to a certain appropriate and successful level as they move out as graduates into the classroom when they complete their degrees. So we're very excited. It's great to be here. And I think another key point I just want to note is to do with the rich partnership that we already have with Taylor's University. We've been working closely with colleagues in Taylor's University around inclusive pedagogy and special needs work since 2020. We've had various projects. One in particular that was developed during the pandemic. You remember that time of lockdown when we were all stuck in our homes for such a long period of time. So during that time, we actually established a whole new project of home learning for young people and teachers with young people with autism, so families with autism in Malaysia and in the UK. We developed a programme, we evaluated, we published some papers, and we've spoken at conferences. So the relationship has continued, the partnership has continued. And they welcomed me back in October, November for a very successful week of visiting and working and teaching and doing research. And from that meeting has emerged this particular project and the work with Thivilojana and her team. And it's great to be here. And I'm just very happy to welcome you all to be a part of this project. I hope you will throw yourself into it with as much enthusiasm and excitement as I think all the team here have. And I look forward to seeing how we learn and progress and what we can take from this in terms of your effective, successful practice as teachers of the future. Thank you. Thank you, Thivilojana.
Thank you, Dr. Sue.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sue-Ann. So next, also from Plymouth Institute of Education, University of Plymouth, please now invite Mr. James Bettany to also give a speech. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Thank you, and yeah, thank you to Thivilojana and all of the team for involving us, and to Sue-Ann for inviting me to be part of this. I think when you first spoke about this, Sue-Ann, I was in the process of planning what we were going to do for this part of this module. And I thought, you know what, this is going to be so much better than anything I could do in a computer room here to give you this real world experience of working internationally, of engaging with education systems beyond the English national curriculum, and using a technology platform purposefully in this really meaningful context of actually doing some primary research and contributing to that body of knowledge and understanding about education that at the moment we're teaching to draw upon as student teachers, as new teachers, but actually you're now becoming the knowledge makers within that by sharing this process with us and the team here. And this is where you're going to go in your careers as teachers, both working with the Taylor students and you as young teachers here in the UK, where some of you will teach and some of you will go beyond that and contribute new ways of learning to to the global community of teachers. So some of you may find this as a doorway into your dissertation projects or postgraduate research in years to come, and you think back to this moment and think, wow, that was the real start of something. Some of you may just use it as an opportunity to overcome a little bit of anxiety about technology that you may encounter. And some of you may go out and use it in your placement schools or in all sorts of other exciting contexts. So I, for one, am really excited to see what you, as new teachers and as innovators, do with it, and actually to share with you this opportunity to be real participants in this world of research. So not just reading these journal articles, but seeing where they come from and how this research works. So thank you again to all of you for coming along, and to all of the team for sharing this with us and creating this opportunity.
Right, thank you, Mr. James. Miss Mandy, could we also hear from you? In your online, yeah, okay.
I know I wasn't scheduled to be speaking because I wasn't expecting to be here. I was supposed to be teaching another group, so I've come in late into the program. But I too am really excited with this. I think there's great opportunities for the international perspective, but also for inclusion and for using technology in education and challenging pedagogies, thinking about how we teach in the new environment. So I think this is a very exciting project, and it's great to be involved with it. And I'm sure that all our students and all of your students over there in Malaysia, it's going to be a great partnership going on here. So thank you for this.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are definitely equally, if not more, excited as well to have this opportunity with Plymouth and also ENGAGEVR, Mr. Maxwell. So before we continue further to hear from Mr. Maxwell, we would like to share a video, and I think Mr. Faisal will assist us with the video to let you have a little more look into what we have done so far. Mr. Faisal, thank you.
Okay, hold on. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
To let it flow
You guys a video about the romantic.
And that's it.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Faisal. So students, there you go. That's the very platform, Engage VR, that you will be, actively using, hopefully throughout the duration of the program. And also you can see, it being done remotely, it being done, on-site, meaning using the gadgets and devices, which I believe Mr. Maxwell would be more than happy to share more about. And with this, I would like to invite Mr. Maxwell, the Head of Education at ENGAGEVR Holdings, to talk more about the project and also to conduct the familiarization session for us. Thank you, Mr. Maxwell.
Excellent. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for inviting me. This is very exciting. Our first time doing this with Taylor's was so awesome and such a great success. And I still, to this day, with my own students, as I'm a professor at Post University in the United States in Connecticut, I still use examples that the students from Taylor's utilized in their projects with my students because they were such great use cases for the utilization of VR technology. So this is very exciting, and I'm so happy to be here. So hello, everybody. I believe, yeah, we are in 3 different time zones, I think, maybe 3 or 4. And that is very, very exciting. And that's the beauty of remote work, is that all of us can work and learn together, even no matter how far away we are from each other. So this is great. Before I get started, there is something that I always like to show, because I think that virtual reality and extended reality technology needs to start off from a point of excitement. It has to be practical, of course, it really does. But I think one of the best ways to try out this technology is to just see, okay, how cool is it? How does it work on the outside? So I'd love to share a little video with you guys. So I'm going to share my tab, and everybody should be able to hear the audio. I tested it previously, so hopefully that works out. So everybody should be able to see my screen. And this is a video that I actually had produced alongside Engage. When I first joined Engage, I joined as the Director of Media Engineering and was producing a number of content pieces for them. I wear many hats within the organization, and they had actually learned later that I was a professor and an academic at various universities in the United States, and they made me the head of education. So this is something that I produced alongside Engage, and obviously you will be familiar with my face in the video. And I'm not going to try and show my face too much during this session because I don't want people to think that it's about that. So please enjoy this video, kind of a little bit of an introduction to the cool side of entering Engage. All right. So I feel like that's a good, very quick introduction to essentially the Engage program. The reason we say enter Engage is because it is its own metaverse. It's its own virtual reality universe that you can enter into. And one of the best ways, of course, to show that is to show you the actual platform itself. So I'm going to be showing you videos and visuals of the Engage software. And what I want to share now is our site, so that you can actually see where you're going to be going and how you're going to be utilizing these materials. So I am going to share this tab real quick. So Engage is a software that was created around 10 years ago, and it was originally designed as an education software. We wanted schools to be able to utilize it for immersive learning purposes. The big question that a lot of the universities, K through 12 institutions had asked was, what is the purpose of this? You know, this is cool, but again, it has to be practical. People need to be able to use it. We need metrics. We need to be able to see in numbers, how does this actually help people? How does this actually help students? And we had partnered with a number of organizations, one of them being Stanford University. And with Stanford, what they had found is that learning and retention of information specifically, which is very important when it comes to the learning process, increased by almost 60% in some instances when it came to virtual reality and immersive learning, which is really, really incredible and a pretty significant number. The way they had found this is they had entered students into the Engage platform and taught them in two traditional ways, in both lecture format in person and in immersive format, taking the same materials but presenting them in two different ways. And it increased retention of information, which is very important for students because you can pay attention to a lecture, but the thing is, will you be able to replicate that information? Will you be able to tell somebody about it? Will you be able to, after a full lecture, be able to actually explain a project or a concept in mathematics and science and English and communications, whatever it might be? So after we had started partnering with Stanford University on this research, eventually tons of companies, Meta, 3M, Pfizer, HSBC, Kia, all of these different organizations had started signing on with us as clients because they were very interested in how virtual reality could change the game in collaboration, in communication, in training, in learning, in development. And in some instances, I'm going to share something that is very cool. What they had found was that you could actually have an entire school exist completely in virtual reality. So what we have here is Optima Ed. Optima Ed is a K through 12 institution that works with us. Their students take all of their classes, all of their lessons, all of their collaboration completely on the Engage platform. I was pretty shocked when I heard this, that we have students that are in a headset for their entire school day. I was really fascinated by this concept, and I thought it was truly amazing that students could learn fully inside a virtual reality platform. And what this includes is they want to learn about Roman history. Great. Let's take them to the Roman marketplace and have them walk around and interact with shopgoers, right? They want to learn about mathematics. Well, they can draw in 3 dimensions and actually see that data come alive in visualizations. They have the ability to interact with objects, environments. You want to learn about the moon? That's great. Let's travel to the moon. Let's walk on the moon, the Martian surface. Let's see the Mars rover. So virtual reality, because it's so immersive, allows us to live out our education fantasies, which is what I really love, because when I was growing up, a lot of my lessons were just sitting in a chair and staring at somebody talking for a little while. And now with virtual reality technology, we have the ability to bring these lessons to life for our students and for our colleagues, which is what I really love. So there are a couple other things that I want to share. I accidentally just deleted one of the videos that I was supposed to share. Apologies for that, but I can obviously bring that back up. So with ENGAGEVR, we are a platform essentially that allows you to live out your experiences as an avatar. So right here, I'm going to share this. So essentially, when you put on the headset or you go on your desktop or tablet or phone, which we are available on a variety of devices, you live out your spaces as an avatar. So for example, we have our fellow here, Chris Madsen. Chris is one of our employees, and Dave Whelan, our CEO, who is there with a headset. And this is our app in mixed reality mode. This is actually inside Dave Whelan's living room. So we can actually see each other inside the classroom as avatars and bring up 3D objects and do pretty much anything that we want. So that's first and foremost, is you are presented in the platform as an avatar. Okay, you can customize this avatar to be any height, to look just like you. And what's really great is what we're seeing here with Chris is we have a My Face feature. So you could take a picture of your face and imprint it on your avatar itself, your real world face, just to make it more immersive and in that regard. But you don't have to do that. You can customize your avatar to look however you wish. And that's what's really, really wonderful is that identity in virtual reality and immersive environments can be what you want it to be. You can customize your identity yourself, which is, again, a really wonderful concept. So you enter this world as an avatar and you interact with each other in either an immersive environment. So, for example, for an immersive environment, it would be something more so like this. So with this immersive environment, this is what you see. Right now, I am in my headset in this video, and I am actually controlling my tablet, and I am setting my height as an example, which obviously is incorrect. I'm not 6'11". That would be cool, but probably hard to get through doors. And with this, when you enter into these environments as an avatar, you have the ability to customize your environment, bring in 3D objects. You can change your location, whether it be the Martian surface, a classroom, a university, a digital twin, whatever it might be. So we are going to, because I want to kind of introduce people to the basic concepts of utilizing the tools, I do want to show you the itself. So, for example, one of the things that you have the ability to do is you have the ability to create your own avatar. So I just quickly want to show you kind of the basics of the menu. And the best way to explain this, of course, is this content right here, which will explain to you essentially the concept of creating your own avatar within the space. And I'm actually realizing I might not be sharing my sound, so I am going to reshare that just in case that is the case. Now I'm sharing my sound. Good. Okay, so when you first join Engage, especially on your desktop, you are going to see a menu like this, where you can join sessions, start sessions, join events, you can see content, you can create and edit content, and you can customize your avatar. The most important thing that you do when you first join Engage and you download it, which I definitely recommend you do as soon as possible, is you get to customize your own avatar completely for free. So let's see what that looks like.
Show you how to create and modify your own avatar for Engage. If this is your first time using Engage, you'll be prompted to create an avatar. If you'd like to adjust your avatar, on the home screen, go to the My Avatar button. This will show your current avatar. You can edit, clone, delete, or create a new avatar. You can also change your avatar's name if you'd like. Let's generate a new avatar. Here, you can choose the sex, complexion, and outfit style to start things off. Then click Generate Avatar. From here, you can choose to customize your avatar further. You can customize the avatar's sex, body, head, outfit, top clothing. Outfits override all other options. Select a complete outfit or customize your appearance and look with separate choices of top clothing, bottom clothing, and footwear. Once you are done, go to the Exit button, and you can choose to save and continue or discard your changes. Additionally, you can also generate your face in 3D by going to My Face and uploading a URL or file copy of your face.
So again, that is the My Face feature that I was talking about. If you want to create something that is a little bit more personalized in that regard for your avatar itself. So that is kind of the basics of the menu of the software when you first download it. Once you get into the software itself, you will have the ability to, and this is actually the part where so let me go back to my Engage XR page, and this is the this is the window that I had accidentally accidentally closed. So what I want to do is show this. So when you first get into an Engage session, so whether you are with other people or if you are with yourself, which you consider a session in either regard, you have the ability to use a menu. So a menu is going to pop up in your session, and your menu is where you do everything while you're inside Engage. I am talking about changing your location, bringing in 3D models, creating content, saving content, accessing the internet. Whatever it is, everything happens within a session. And this is a very, very short, just I believe 50-second clip where you will be able to see essentially what I'm talking about with the basics of utilizing a session within Engage. So let's take a look. Oops, it is muted. Now it's not.
In this tutorial, we'll show you how to access and use your menu and tablet. There are many different options for VR headsets. For this tutorial, we're using a Quest 2. To open your menu, lift your right controller. You'll see a button that says Menu. Click that button and your menu will appear. To access the different sections of the menu, like locations and IFX, use the right trigger to click on the specific sections you want to go to. To access the tablet, lift your left controller and click on the Tablet button. You'll see the same options as before. Use your right controller, point and press on the sections of the tablet you want to see. The green dot is what is used to press on different icons. You use this same pointer tool on your right controller for typing.
All right, so we will stop it right there. So this particular tutorial essentially shows you exactly what you are going to see when you are in a session. Now, when you are downloading Engage, again, I definitely recommend you do that as soon as possible. It depends on what device that you have. So I'm going to go to the download button on the website, and what you will see is after you create an account, which it is free to create an account, and Taylor's University also has accounts, I believe that will be for students. And you will have the ability to create an account, and then you want to go to download Engage. Now, it depends on what platform you are on and what you want to download on. So, for example, you can download on a variety of headsets. For the purposes of this class, we have the ability to either do it on headsets or laptop. If you do have a VR device of your own, I definitely recommend at least trying it out on VR, because it's a very, very cool experience to be able to go into this metaverse spatial computing universe and see for yourself what this world is like and what interacting with this world is like with your hands. So we come on a variety of meta devices: HTC, Pico, Lenovo, Steam, and direct download to PC. On top of this, we also have desktop computers, phones, and tablets. So for example, I notice a number of you in the classroom have your own desktop computer. So if you want, after this class, please feel free to go to the Engage website, go to desktop computer. And again, it's totally free to download. You don't have to pay anything. So you can download on Windows PC, Apple Mac. We are also available on Chromebook. And if you want to attend a session, again, this is more so for attending sessions. This is phones and tablets, because they don't have as much processing power, aren't going to have as many features available on the Engage platform. But if you want to attend a session and simply just do that, you have the ability to do it on both iOS, Apple, and Android. The big thing is that for familiarization, you know, I could talk all day about Engage. I truly could. I could show you it for hours. I often demo for hours on a daily basis. I think I have a demo like 2 hours after this for a new potential school that wants to start utilizing Engage. But I think the best thing is virtual reality and extended reality. It's best to experience it yourself. So I encourage everybody, professors, students, everybody, to download the Engage platform and just play around with it. You know, you can travel to different environments. Take a look at the Mars rover. Take a look at the moon surface. I know I keep mentioning the moon and the Mars. It's because I love space. It's probably my favorite topic. Subject, and I love experimenting with it. But you know, we have a new Expo Island where you can drive around on a cart around the island. So it is. There are also very fun things to do, and of course, experience the content that goes along with it. So with that, I will continue with a couple more familiarization concepts of the Engage platform. So what I'm going to show you as well is, and I won't go too much into it due to the fact that these are kind of the more complex advanced features, but with Engage, you do have the ability to join these immersive environments and collaborate with each other. So that includes, for example, going into an environment and being able to shake somebody's hand. You know, it's great that we're on Teams right now. This is a wonderful thing. Sure, I can say hello, I can wave, I can do all of that. But in, immersive reality environments, I can walk up to you, every one of you, and I can shake your hand. And my controller will vibrate a little bit, known as haptic feedback, and I'll feel the vibration of actually holding your hand in virtual reality. And that makes the experience feel very human. And I think oftentimes, especially with the pandemic, that's what we missed. We got a little fatigued on Zoom and Teams because we missed being able to actually hear each other. So this is one of the features, as an example, that makes things feel a little bit more human inside Engage, which is known as spatial recordings. So you can actually record things in 3 dimensions and then play back lessons in 3 dimensions as well, which schools utilize all the time, especially Optima Ed. So let's take a look. And welcome to my spatial recordings.
Welcome to Engage. Today, we're looking at spatial recordings, which allow you to record everything you say and do in a 3D environment and then play it back in any location as if it's happening live. This makes content production easy in the metaverse. You can even clone yourself multiple times if you like. Spatial recordings are easy to do. First, open up your menu and go to the Recording tab. Then go to the big red button that says Record and click on it. You can record yourself, everyone in the session, or specific avatars. Once you click Record, everything you say and do will be recorded.
Hello, my name is Maxwell, and welcome to my spatial recording. Spatial recordings are an amazing way of playing back something that you recorded previously to be viewed in an immersive environment.
Once you are done, open up your menu and go to the Record button and click on it. Click Stop and then name your session. Playback is easy. Go to your menu again and find the Recording tab. Go to the recording you just named and click on it. Once it loads, press play and your recording will play back.
Hello, my name is Maxwell, and welcome to my spatial recording.
You can also clone yourself. If you want to do so, go to your Recording tab and follow the same steps, but find the advanced playback and click on Play in Current Location and Place as IFX.
Hello, my name is Maxwell, and welcome to my spatial recording. My name is Maxwell. My name is Maxwell, and welcome. All right, that's too many me's already. At least that's what my fiance would say, but she's asleep right now. So with these spatial recordings and these different features of Engage, they're all for the purpose of enhancing the learning experience. So, for example, one of the things that a lot of us as educators would like to have to be able to do is to be able to repeat a lesson for those that either weren't there or in asynchronous environments. As many of us know, especially in education, online asynchronous learning is becoming more and more popular, especially for adult learners, due to the fact that timing can often be a difficult thing. This is a prime example. We are in 3 or 4 different time zones, and it's wonderful we're meeting live, but imagine if we could experience recordings of a meeting in 3 dimensions and walk around that room and be able to see the full 3-dimensional recording instead of on a 2-dimensional screen. It's really incredible, the capabilities of what Engage can do, especially for the purpose of enhancing learning. So there is one more thing that I want to share in regard to the actual learning process and what is more relevant to the education side of things, and familiarization with the software. And I have many tabs open and many screens, so I apologize. So I'm just going to find it real quick. Here it is. So with the Engage platform, what you are going to be doing is you are going to be essentially creating custom experiences for a specific use case in the classroom. So what I want to do first is I want to share, and thank you so much, Dr. Thivilojana and team, for sharing this with me, because I think that the use cases that were used previously were truly brilliant. So I want to just share it real quick, and hopefully this goes through. And perfect. The purpose of the Engage platform is to essentially teach what you would traditionally teach in a classroom, but in an immersive learning environment, and utilizing the tools in virtual reality and immersive environments to enhance the learning experience. So, for example, this visual presentation on human organs is going to be significantly more powerful if you are in an actual hospital setting. If you can bring up those organs, hey, I'm going to talk about a human heart. Let me bring up a human heart for you. Hey, I'm going to talk about a specific surgery, a specific surgical procedure. Let's actually do that surgical procedure on an avatar that will not harm them in any way, shape, or form, yet give us a very realistic basis of what this experience is going to be like. We also had, this was one of my favorites that I've seen, which is conversational skills in an Asian restaurant as well. Communication is obviously very important worldwide. No matter what culture we are in, proper communication is very, very important. And this is a perfect example. Again, I love the projects that the students at Taylor's did the first time we did this, because they were truly awesome. And being able to practice those skills, and in person, that is great. Through 2-dimensional, that is great. But being in the actual restaurant is really, really authentic, and allows you to experience the visual stimulus, the visual and auditory stimulus of being in the restaurant itself. We, of course, also have a history lesson about the Titanic, because we have a Titanic environment, which is truly, truly amazing, and a wonderful thing to see. So those are some of the examples that I just wanted to quickly show, due to the fact, again, they are truly awesome. And once you get truly advanced in immersive reality, you can create experiences a little bit like this. Kia wanted to teach people more about their new car, their new electric vehicle. But they wanted to do it in a way that was not wasteful. They wanted to do it in a way where they could educate people in an environment that was easy to utilize. So they created the Kia Eco Island. And I'm not going to share this full thing, but I'm just going to share a little bit of it. And I'm going to skip ahead to this portion right here, where you actually have the ability to fly around the island and drive the actual new Kia vehicles completely for free on the island, which is a efficient, inexpensive, and safe way to promote new products. All right. So, oops. Oh, there we go. Mic's still working. So essentially, that is the Engage platform and the utilization of the software. Once again, I do recommend that you go onto the Engage website and download the site, download the app, and experiment with it as soon as possible. And start thinking of ideas. If you could create anything, any lesson in the metaverse, in spatial computing environment, what would you make? What 3D models would you use? What locations would you use? Just remember, the possibilities are pretty expansive. So start thinking about your projects. And please, if anybody has any questions at any point, I am reachable at Engage. And please feel free to my colleagues, feel free to share my contact information, as I'm more than happy to give additional explanations. But that is what I wanted to present today. And thank you so much for your time and for listening. And let's engage together.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Maxwell, for the session. Okay. Yes, thank you very much. So I think Mr. Maxwell has shared with us some of the basics as well as the many possibilities of Engage as we are going to engage in this project. So as urged by Mr. Maxwell, to know more, to know better, probably the best is to try the platform and think about, the possibilities available for you. And to students, especially at Taylor's, to do that, we do have, support provided for you. And on that note, I would like to invite Mr. Faisal Attar, the XR Specialist and Operations Manager at VORTEX XR Lab, to share a bit more with us about, how he and his team will be able to support you as you explore the platform. Mr. Faisal, please. Thank you.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
So, hello, my name is Faisal Attar. I'm the XR Specialist and Operations Manager for VORTEX XR Lab in Taylor's University. So, for the Taylor's University students, we are located at Block E, ground floor number 10, EG10, beside the robotics lab and the carpentry lab, if I'm not mistaken. So, you can basically use, I'm going to share a particular QR code so that we have either you can utilize our utility facility in VORTEX Lab, or you can lend out our VR headsets to be utilized in your class or in your homes within a certain time period per se. So both would still be utilizing our forms, which I can share you in. Hold on, I will share my particular window. So if you can see my window right now, this is the QR code for our jot forms. If you can just use your phone to scan that. But at the same time, I'll just give you a minute on how to see how basically you're gonna scan that for a while. Once you scan that, it's gonna open up our link tree. So I'm gonna change this for a quick while. So you're gonna see this particular site for our VORTEX XR Lab. So for the rest of for the University Plymouth and whatnot, you can see our Instagram, our YouTube page. We have a lot of videos there. See the works that we do with the different schools in Taylor's as well. But for the internal, you can either utilize our facility usage form for using VORTEX facility or equipment lending form. So once you open up the facilities usage form, you're going to bring up this particular jot form. You're just going to fill up your details, your name, your ID, emails, and whatnot. And then in the next page, you're going to key in whichever device that you want to utilize and whatnot. So let me just test that out for a while. So just key in my name, my ID, just a random email for now. And because I keyed it as kind of like have to, but I'm not going to save anything. So right now, once you will need to put in your module code or module subject, if possible, so that we can keep track of the utilization is for which school, which module per se. And this is just an additional thing. So the next one, you can you have to kind of like key in the purpose of usage on what the usage is for. And basically, it said you want to utilize it for Engage VR session or for your class per se. If you have a brief, you can upload it here. You can choose like number of sessions, and then let's say you've got like one session, so you can choose your timing. Our studio open for bookings on 3 days a week, from Mondays to Wednesdays. So we have 3 sessions per day, which is 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. So each session is 2 hours per session. So if you book it from a 10 a.m. session, you're going to be utilizing our lab from 10 to 2. If it's 2, it is 2 to 4. And if it's 4, then you'll be utilizing our place from 4 to 6. Next, you will be select whichever ones that you will be needing for this particular session. In this case, you can select immersive space for VR. So basically the MetaQuest or the Pico 4. You don't need to click on any of this. This is if you are looking for something else. So we are open for that kind of like services as well. If you can see, we have all sorts of like gadgets. We're gonna have newer gadgets hopefully within this year. Other notes, and you want to put in emergency contact, if possible, put in your lecturer's name and contact just in case, so that if you're not coming, we'll have somebody to chase for your booking. We have something like that. We have encountered instances like that as well, emergency contacts as well. And yeah, that's basically it for the VORTEX. I'm gonna show you the QR code again. Well, basically, if you can like take a picture of this, and you can scan it anytime you want. If possible, if you want to book the session, book it. Our system only allows booking a week in advance minimum. So you cannot like, if you want to use the, if I'm booking the session today, I can only book it next. Okay, it's already Friday. Here is already like Friday, 9 p.m. So the earliest I can do is the next following 2 weeks, Monday, per se. You understand that? If I book it on Monday, I can only book for the next Monday. So that's basically, so you don't come like, okay, I need it tomorrow, you cannot book today. We'll need to arrange that, because like we need to consider our other users and our other sessions, our other prerogatives as well. So hopefully that helps on the VORTEX. We have a few staffs as well to assist in the VORTEX lab, me as well as one full-time staff and one part-timer and one intern. So they'll be able to assist you as well for the VR sessions. We will be providing all sorts of assistance. You want to do recording, if you want to export the files for your own recording as well, we'll be happy to help out as well. If you need any technical assistance on how to use Engage, we'll be there in Taylor's in VORTEX for any assistance. Yeah, I think that covers all VORTEX support for this project.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Faisal. So students, feel free to engage with Mr. Faisal, for the facilities and support. So our very final speaker for today to help us understand a bit more about the project is Dr. Charles Sharma from the Design School at Taylor's University, Malaysia. Dr. Charles, please.
Hello, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here and to be able to share this experience together with my colleagues and with all of you there. It's really exciting, and I do share this excitement. As an educator, the only thing I'm going to share is this. Being an educator, sometimes we face lots of limitations in the classroom. Particularly the worst experience was during the pandemic. But then when things started to come back together, we have the new kind of classroom. Then we hear things like hybrid, and so hybrid sessions, and we're constantly trying to find the best ways to as Maxwell said, to remain human, even when we use technology. So me and Faisal, we were searching for lots of solutions at that point of time, and when we came across Engage, we tried. Bear with me. We tried so many different platforms, but when it came to Engage, we thought it was perfect. We tried every location, almost every location. We tried different ways for recordings. We played around with it. We messed around with it. And I think, and as Maxwell said, the best way to learn is to play around with it. But sometimes when you really think about it, it's not so much the tool, it's not so much the technology, it's the solution. And we saw this as the solution. And when we shared this to the School of Education, and we saw great opportunities. And now we have come this far, but I still see this as a great beginning. So I want to really thank the staff and students of University of Plymouth, and thanks Maxwell, and of course my esteemed colleagues and students right now in this session. This is a great start, and truly look forward to see where else can we go with this. So thank you all.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Charles, and thank you everyone again, all speakers, all academics, all students from all institutions. Thank you so much for being here with us to this, like what Dr. Charles has said, great beginning, hopefully to many greater stuff to come. So I'll pass this session back to Dr. Thivilojana to conclude. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Shin Yen, for moderating this session very well. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Suen, James, Mandy from Plymouth for joining us today, and your students. We'll meet again on the 16th of February for second session, and the session will be led by Mr. Maxwell, and that session will be more specific on best practices for classroom. Okay, so we hope by then all of y'all, the students, have actually downloaded Engage and start exploring the usage of Engage and also trying out different platforms on Engage, and start getting ideas how you can actually think of using Engage as your lesson, that it can be incorporated in your lesson for your tasks that you're going to work on together with Plymouth students from Plymouth and students from Taylor's University, right? So thank you very much. It's already 9:07. Yeah. So without further ado, I'd like to thank Dr. Logan, Associate Prof. Suen Gibson, James, Mandy from Taylor's, Charles, Shin Yen, Faisal, and not forgetting Mr. Maxwell, for your support and also the introductory session today. We'll meet again on the 16th of February. Thank you, Celine, as well, for helping us out today. Okay, thank you. Have a pleasant day. I think everybody is in a different time zone, yeah? Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
And thank you too.